Hello everyone, this is Iggy for Iggy's Toy Parade and Soldier Review. Today I'm going to talk about Fort Cheyenne by Ideal Toys. Now Fort Cheyenne was a suitcase style playset, meaning that the entire playset would fold up into a sort of a briefcase size, and you could it had a little handle on the top, and you could carry it to wherever you're going. A lot of those play sets were made of cardboard covered in vinyl. The exception to that would be the Marx Toys suitcase play sets, which were made of metal. Now, the Fort Cheyenne could easily be mistaken for the Fort Cheyenne by Superior Toys, but the Superior Toys is more like a traditional, like a Fort Apache type of playset. Now, what you see in front of us here is some of the figures that came with the playset, and I thought it was interesting that these were molded in gray, and there was only one pose. And I got quite a number of them in the playset, but they're all molded in gray. And you can see right away that they're smaller than a 132 scale. So I'm guessing these are like 145 or 150 millimeter as opposed to 154. Now, the horse is a sort of a traditional sculpt in a galloping pose there. The cavalryman is holding a sword that's so big it looks like a medieval sword that Robert the Bruce could use to cleave an enemy asunder with one blow. He's dressed somewhat like a cavalier. He's got the gauntlets, and his hat is quite large. It looks like a 17th century musketeer hat. And of course his pistol is quite big too. Anyway, that's the cavalrymen. And then the infantrymen looked exactly like figures made by Harold. Now, I remember in the 1960s my brother got a set of 4 that my mom bought when she was at Knott's Berry Farm. There was an old toy store across from Knott's Berry Farm in California, and she got them 4 Confederates, and they were all hand-painted. They were really nice. These figures are slightly smaller than those, but they're nice. They're a nice sculpt. I like them. The bayonet is a little small for this time period, but it's a nice pose. Over here we have the Indians. They came in 3 different poses: tomahawk, bow and arrow, and then a chief holding a spear. So let's take a look at those. That's the chief. Bow and arrow. And lastly, tomahawk. Now, each of these figures swivels at the hips, as opposed to the cavalryman. He's just a one figure, solid figure. These, you can actually twist them at the hips, which is difficult to do with one hand. Anyway, there we go. So there you can see that he's been twisted. Okay, well, let's take a look at the fort. I had received a complaint some time ago that I didn't show the whole thing set up. So this time I'm going to do that. So let's take a look. We'll remove this. And here's the Fort Cheyenne. Now, what's really nice about this fort is that it's colorful. It's colorful. It has nice details. It's a combination of cardboard and vinyl, but the Indian Village is, sorry, I keep putting my thumb over the camera. We're nothing but professional here. The Indian Village is vacuum formed, and so it has nice terrain pieces, like here there's like a bolt. Shit. That's one thing about it too, is that there goes another one. Well, I just pretend he's been shot. The boulders along the stream bed and thing, they stick up. The boulders in the stream stick up. And of course the two teepees are vacuum formed as well. And I think there's a fire pit. Yeah, right there. The Indian is now burning. And those plants along there are all standing up, vacuum formed. And here's the front of the fort. And the gates in the front, of course, open. And then it has the 4 towers, one on each corner. What's interesting about the tops of the towers is each one is made of a vacuum-formed plastic. Now, this plastic is very fragile and brittle. So if you try to buy one of these forts online, almost invariably the tops of the towers will be missing or they'll be broken. But usually they're just missing. I think it's fun to notice that it's supposed to be like a wooden shake roof, but it kind of looks like a tiki hut, which I thought was kind of funny. But anyway, here's an example of some of the herald figures I was talking about. This one here is a very classic figure from Herald. And my brother had these in the Painted Confederates. They were really nice. But you can see the fort is pretty cool. And what I like about it is that you can put figures. There's plenty of room on the up on the rampart here. One drawback is that there is none in the front, as you can see there, and that's because they have to fold the fort is folded right there. Now, I would like to take the figures off and show you a little bit more of the case itself, because that's what makes this playset unique, is the case. So let's take the figures out. And we'll take a look at some of the detail here. One difficulty is it could be because of age, or it may be a problem that these playsets had all along, is that it's difficult to stand the figures up because the cardboard starts to bend. What's that? What's the handle? Okay. All right, well, let's take a look at this. Move these figures to the side. Okay, you can see there's quite a number of figures that comes with. And we'll twist this around. There's the front of the fort. Let's fix this tiki hut. And these gates open. They're very stiff. And they don't appear to close that way, just outwardly. Okay. And the Indian Village. And this, of course, here, you can see it stands up. Here too. Let's twist this around. The fire pit here looks like it caved in a little bit. So that might have been flattened. There's some rocks in the stream here that are raised up. I thought that was a cool thing. And None of this is raised. Just the Indian side has that feature. But it's a good size fort. And when you're after you fold it up, it's got a handle on the front here. Now I have a Mark's Fort Apache suitcase, and the problem I have with it is there's this little metal clip that closes the briefcase. Well, mine is gone, so I can't carry it like a suitcase because the thing would just flop open. But you can see that it's got little details. It's like there's a rifle and a barrel. And over here, I can't make out what that is. Not sure what that is. Anyway, let's take these things off and we'll fold it up. One of the difficulties with this is when you're storing all these figures, they have to go in here. And you have to arrange it in such a way that when you close your fort, the teepee doesn't get bent. Because you see, the teepee has to fold into, see, like that. So you have to be very careful with it that you're not smashing your teepees. And then these button up. Oh, there we got that one. Usually when I'm fumbling around like this, I hit the off button on the video, and thereby ending the video rather abruptly. But I wanted to show you the exterior of the case. That's pretty cool. I like the artwork. It's fun. All right, let's take a look at the sides. Of course, the side says Fort Apache. That appears to say it on. Now, these fellas here appear to be giants because you look at the size of the blockhouse compared to this guy. Is somewhat of a Davy Crockett looking fellow over here. Or Daniel Boone, not sure. And then on the bottom there's nothing, but on the back it has something. Some artwork. And it says Fort Cheyenne, and it features some Native American artifacts. And that's a wicked looking spear there. Look at that thing. I wouldn't want to be stabbed by that. And of course, there we have a 10-gallon cavalry hat. And oddly enough, this is a muzzle-loading musket. And it looks like it's a cap percussion. Fire it with caps. Well, that's it, guys. That's it for Fort Cheyenne by Ideal. I was going to bring in some other books and things to show you what forts actually looked like during the Old West days. And then I thought, you know, I get too carried away with that. And then the videos get really long. And what you didn't come here to get a history lesson. You just want to see the toy. So there's the toy. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're looking for one on eBay, they're still available. But like I said, you might have to pay a little extra to get one that has the roof pieces for the blockhouses. Those got, and also the figures too, in many of them are gone also. Okay, guys, that's it. Thank you for getting Iggy with it. And I hope all of you have a good day. I'll catch you next time. Thank you.